Guys, it's Katie here. Welcome back. In the last video we made the cover for the Slimline Folio and inserted the pages. So today we're going to put some pockets and flips and things in here, and I'm going to show you sort of how I work through that. So we are using this set of SVG files. I've talked about these in all of the previous videos. So this video is the second construction video. So if you just happen to turn up here, you want to see how we made the cover first, so I suggest you go back. Alright, so as a reminder, all the pieces that I cut out today, I will write a list in the description box, so you don't need to write it down. You can just look in the description box and see how many of each piece I cut. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start with this large pocket. So I've chopped them out with my Cricut. Lots of these large pockets. Now that's this one here. So it's either a pocket or a flip. So some of them I've made flips and some of them I've made pockets. And the other thing is I'm going to sort of follow along roughly with what I did in this prototype here. So I'm going to just refer back to this to see where I put pockets and flips and things like that, so I'm not trying to make too many decisions on camera. But I do know that on the inside cover I put a flip. Now what I'm suggesting is sort of my method for working this out, how I'm going to put this together, and really how I sort of think about the construction of most books or mini albums is constructing my cover, and then I'm going to put in any flips that I want to put in. So these large ones here are going to be flips, and I'm going to put those in before anything else, because you want to put your flips in before you put your mats on top of the pages so you can hide the tabs. So that's why you want to put your flips in first, and then you can put your mats down on all of your base pages and all of your flips, and then you can add in any pockets and belly bands and things that you want on top of that, and you can just go to town and do that once you've done the inserted the pages and done the flips. So that's what we're going to do. We're doing flips. So I had one on the inside front cover. So this is that large pocket here. It's a pocket or it's a flip. So if I cut off these two tabs here, then it's a flip, not a pocket. So I'm just going to grab this one here. I'm just going to line up the score line that my Cricut has made for me. I've tried to save as much time as I can by doing as much inking and folding as I can off camera. You can't see the score line, and I can barely see it myself. So there's a score line there somewhere. Near enough is good enough. So there's my flip, and then I like to round my corners. So I'm going to round this corner here, like so. And then I'm just going to put some ink, move that out of the way. I'm just going to ink my edges a little bit. I have tried, as I say, I have tried to do this ahead of time, but you know, I don't want to do everything and not show you. So I'm going to put a flip on this inside cover here. I think I'm going to measure because I'm also going to put one on this side here. For some reason I like to have a flip on this front page. Totally up to you. Everything I do is totally up to you. The idea is that you do this base construction here like we've done, and then on the inside you can do whatever you want. All I'm doing is giving you some ideas. So my cover is 22.5 centimeters long, so that's, well, it's 22.5, so it's 11.25. Of course I can't really see one to about there. That seems to be about right. And then this one is 17.5 centimeters long. What was I doing with all of these halves? Usually I try to make it really nice and even. All right. 8.25. About there. Does that look about right? No, it must be a bit. What did I say? All right. 8.75. Stop talking, pay attention. That looks about right. So I'm going to put my flip in here. So I'm going to use my art glitter glue to put my flip on. I'll just put some glue on this tab. So of course I cut all of these pieces out with my Cricut. And I like to use my scoring stylus on my Cricut and not the scoring wheel. Don't even own the scoring wheel. And that is because the scoring wheel goes in the same area, same hole as the knife. And I'm not changing my knife and my blade and my scoring wheel in and out. I'm not doing that. Too lazy. So I'm just going to pop that there. Flip that one out. Now don't worry about this tab. It doesn't look very nice, but we're going to put a pocket over the top of that, and so we won't see it. So I'm putting a flip in here. I'm also going to put one on this page. So I've already prepared some more flips. Here's another one. So I've already cut those tabs off, inked around it and rounded my edges to save a bit of time. So I'm going to put another flip here. Of course, as I say, you put flips anywhere you like. So I'm going to try and roughly line it up without measuring. Just living on the edge. And I'm going to put that one there like that. Okay. How's that? Pretty good. Pretty good. Press that down there. Flip it over. Press it down there. All right. And then I'm just going to consult the prototype. So we've got that flip. We've got that flip. And then we flip over here. No flip. No flip. But there's a flip on that page. So what page is that? 1, 2, 3, 4th page. I've put a flip. So let's put another one there. 1, 2, 3, 4th page. I'm going to put a flip on here. So I'm going to line it up with this one here. Isn't that handy? So I'm just going to put some glue on that tab. You could put a flip on every page if you wanted to, or on no pages. So I'm just lining that up on the edge of my page and sort of in line with this one here, like so. And it's pretty close to the edge of my page. It doesn't want to move. Like, that's how quickly that art glitter glue grabs it. Just press it down on that page side. And on this side, a little bit harder too because I've got that. It's a little bit harder to press down here because I've got this there. But I wanted to do that so that you know, didn't have anything poking through. Alright, so then we've got a couple more flips here, so let's have a look. And we've got a corner pocket. Okay, so this one here, this notebook is actually in one of these large pockets here. So that's in one of the big pockets, but it's being used as a pocket. And then I've just popped this in here. So we might do that afterwards. And then we've got these two, we need to put those in, but let's do this one. Okay, so we've got a double flip here. So what page is that? That is, if that's 11 and 12, then that is 10. So 11 and 12 page on this one here. Put that one to the side. I've got 2 more flips. One of them I have already rounded the edges, and one of them I've left it like this because I'm actually going to join them together. So this one is going to attach to the page like this, and then we're going to attach this one this way like this so that it opens out like an accordion. You could also open it out as a booklet, so you could have them both sitting on top of each other and glue it down and have it as an extra little side booklet that opens up like that. You know, you could do anything you like. So I'm going to attach this one here. I probably should have attached them together and then attached it to the page. But why would I do that the easy way? I don't know if they're all the same, but I don't think you'll notice at the end. Alright, so that one's attached along there. Oh, I love these easy projects. They're so quick. Once you've cut everything out, it's just boom, boom, boom. So if I wasn't doing this on camera, I'd definitely be watching something on my iPad while I was doing this. And that's what I was doing when I was doing all the inking. And I've set this up as a project in my Cricut now, all the pieces that I need to cut and their number, so I could make this over and over again without thinking. It's all set up. So then I'm attaching this tab to this little bit here. Like I say, maybe I should have done that before I put this one in the book. Okay. And then that is that. Press that down, make sure that that's stuck. Like that. And like that. Brilliant. So that's all my flips there. I've done them all on the same page for some reason. I don't know why. Of course you could put them on any page. So that's my flips. Now the only other thing that needs to flip is on page, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On this one here, these flip out as well. I can remember how that opened. These two flip out like that. Although you can just as easily get things in and out without flipping them, but we're going to do that. Okay, so that is page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, page 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so to do this flip, we need 2 of the bottom pockets and 4 mats because it flips out. Okay, so I've already cut those out somewhere. I'm surrounded by bits and pieces. Here's all my bits and pieces. My bits and pieces. Here we go. There's those ones. Right. So this is a bottom pocket, but we're going to use it as a flip from each side like that. So we're going to cut off the tabs on both of those because we don't need them as a pocket. So let's do that. Put you to the side. And I can't see the score line. Neither can you, but there is a score line there. I mean, it's pretty easy to tell where to trim, even if you can't see them. And then we just need to fold on the score line, which is a bit difficult to see. I'll do that in a minute. And then this one, I'm going to cut this tab off. And this one. And then I'm just going to line them both up, see if they are in fact the same size once I've cut the tabs off. And they look good, so I can put that aside. And then I'm trying to see my score line. It's really difficult. I'll just press them up against my ruler like so I can get a nice crease. The same with this one, looking for my score line. So I just find that bottom section of the score line and the top one. Line them up. Here's my bone folder. Flip it over. Okay, I'm going, so this is coming from this section, this is coming from this side, this one's coming from this side. I'm going to round some corners. Where did I put my corner rounder? I couldn't have put it away, I don't do that. Sorry, I have so much stuff out. I swear I just had it. I'll be back in a second. Found it. I threw it in my little rubbish bin. So I've got a little, beside me I've got a little basket that I put all my tools in, and then next to that is a little rubbish bin. And instead of putting it in my basket, I put it in my rubbish bin. Anyway. I'm just going to round those corners and then not throw that in the rubbish bin. And then I'm just going to ink around these pieces here, like so. Oh, I need a brad or something. I hadn't thought about that. What can I use? What's tropical? I cannot think of anything. I like the idea of tropical at the moment because it's winter here in Perth, in Western Australia. It hasn't really been a cold winter. I mean, I just can't complain about the cold. We live in basically a Mediterranean climate. So even though I call winter cold here, it's not. It's not cold. Not compared to some other places in the world. Right, so these guys are ready to go. I wanted to put a little tab, little brad in, like on this one. I used a couple of little brads, aren't they cute? I don't know. What could I use? I don't have anything as cute as those, I don't think. Just having a little look in my, I'm gonna move that plastic out the way, sorry. I had a little thing called miscellaneous brads. What have we got in here? This colour, that colour, that's perfect. If I could find another one of those or something similar. That one's got black on it, weirdly. One of the black ones. Another black one. What's that one? I don't know, that's a weird. These are tiny little random selection of brads. These ones here are, I've got that they're blue. Oh, that one's nice. Maybe I'll go with those two, they match. I've because I cannot find a matching one for that little bright flowery one that I quite liked, that I thought was a bit. I've got all of these and they've got little letters on them, and I keep meaning to cover them up with something else and use them as for something, for another project, but of course I never think about it until it's too late. Okay, so I'm going to use these two little ones here. They don't exactly match, but they're not the, it's not the end of the world that they, you know, don't match. I have to look for some different sort of brads. Okay, so I've got some mats to go on here as well. So I'm going to put those on the inside and these on the outside. So I just need to round the corners here. And on this one, this is very non-directional paper, so it doesn't really matter what I do there. And I'm quickly going to glue that on, and I'm using some acetone based glue that is coming out slowly. I'm just going to pop them on. Pop that on there. I'll just move those away. And this one. There's something on the other side of this scrapbook paper. It was quite cute, but not really something that I use. So I think sometimes that I use the B side of scrapbook paper often more than I use the A side, if you know what I mean. If you're old enough to remember records. Okay, let's bring our book back. So we're on this page here. We're going to put these in the middle. So I'm going to find the middle of this here. 11. Oh yeah, finally I didn't use a stupid half number. This one here. The middle is there. So then we can glue this one in. And pop that one on there. Press it down. Flip it over. And then we can attach this one on the opposite side. And press that one down, and I'm just lining it up straight on top of this one. Like so. Press that one down. Flip it open. Press it open. Okay, so that's those two. Now I'm going to decide where my little tabs are going, my little brads are going to go. So I think this one's going to go about here, and this one's going to go about here. No real reason why I chose those there. I just did. Okay, so then I'm going to poke a little hole in here. Oh, I need some string or something as well, and I haven't got a hold of that. Oh dear. So I'm going to put this one in here. This funny little square brad. I can't get hold of it, and its legs are splayed. Okay. And then this one, I'm going to pop it in for now, but what I would do is put a little bit of string through that hole and stick it on this side, but I haven't got my string and I don't want to keep us waiting, So I'm just going to pop that in there for now, but I can pull it out later. And then I'm just going to paper clip that to there to remind me to do that later. Don't just go ahead and glue it on, Katie. But we can glue the mat onto here, so we just need to round the corners. Like that. And put a little ink there if you're inking. And then, so this is one of those random pieces of paper that I just found in my stash and thought I really need to just use these pages up. So that's what we're doing. So that one's going there. I've just sort of gone with the theme of greens. Now this one, not entirely convinced that it matches all that well, which is why it's on the flip side, but you know, it'll be fine. Okay, so that's that one done. And I tell you what, I'll just do the little corners of this as well. Okay. And then once I've found my piece of string, I can thread it through the hole and glue it down under this mat. Okay, and then we can zip it up like this one. Zip it up. So it'll just be like that. So I've just threaded that string through that hole, glued it down on the inside, and then popped the mat on top to hold it in place. And that just holds that closed like that. It doesn't really matter that much because you can actually just pull it out. But I digress. Oh, we've got some flips here. These two here are flips as well. I forgot about those. Right, let's do that. So, this is a pocket that we can put in later. Let's find those flippity-doos. Okay, that's these ones here. So that's going straight onto this page right here. And we are using 2 of the small envelopes, right? So I've cut out 2 of the small envelopes out of my cardstock and folded and scored all of those lines. Scored, you know, my Cricut scored them. And then for the mats, I've cut out 1 of this section here with the rounded edge, 2 for this piece here and 2 for this piece here because for the back. So I've already made one of these up to save us a little bit of time. So here's one that I've already made. So you can see it's got a mat here and a mat here. And this one, this inside bit has got a mat here and a mat here. That's why we've cut extra ones of those. So all we're going to do is make up the other one. So this is my little envelope. I just wanted to give you a little tip about folding it. Because it's cardstock, sometimes when you fold, the fold, you know, it takes up 1 millimeter or so, that actual fold. And so you don't want this to end up short over here. So what I suggest you do is do all of your folds, but leave this center fold here, until last. So then you can fold over this tab and this tab, and then you can make sure you can line this up along that edge there nicely. And then when you've done that, press down on that fold. So just make sure that it lines up nicely on the edge here. Okay. So this is the small envelope as it looks here, and it's got some tabs in some strange places. Okay, so for this instance we're going to use this bottom tab to attach it to the page. So we're keeping this bottom tab, and let me flip it over this way because this is the inside. We're keeping the bottom tab that's going to attach to our page. And this tab here is going to fold in and fold over like that. So we don't need this tab here, this one on this side, right? So I'm going to trim that off. So I'm going to line that up on my cutting line. Just cut that tab off. Am I happy with that? What I can do is fold it over So it's not quite perfect, but I might just use my scissors to fix that. Okay, so then we can do some matting. So I'm going to mat this inside piece here. I might just ink this bit here. Right, so I can put this mat on here. This is just a piece of random green paper that I had. Thought the colour worked all right, so I'm going to put that on there, like that. I'm going to get that glue off that I just wiped all over it with my finger. And I'm going to use a little Velcro dots to hold this down. I've got some really cute little Velcro dots. I'll do that at the end. But that meant then that I could mat both sides straight away. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my mat on here. If I was using magnets, obviously I would put my magnet on there first. But on this one, I'm just going to use little Velcro dots. So press that one down. And then this one here, we're going to fold this over and close it up like that. Well, but this tab, we're not going to fold the tab in here because otherwise we've got nothing to attach it to the page with. So I'm actually just going to run a bead of glue along the bottom here, like so. And then, before I do that, you might need to just trim a little bit of this tab off here. So let's just quickly do that. All I have to do is just trim a little bit off like that so you can't see it. Okay. And okay, so then I'm going to put a little bit of glue along here. Oh, the glue's drying up. Yeah, and just make sure I've got that little bead along there, and then just going to flip that one over to there, like so. Press it down, and also along this bottom here. And that's our little envelope folded up, so then we can put this mat on. Like so. Pop that one on here. And on the back we can put this one. Line that up. Not very well. There you go, like that. And then this little one here, little pop of, I don't know, it's not red and it's not pink. It's like some colour in between, or it's pink and red. I don't know. I was trying to find some other plain paper to match it in my stash, and it was really difficult because it wasn't pink and it wasn't red. It's actually kind of like my nails. How about that? Okay, so I don't know if I've trimmed along that edge all that well. I can see a little bit of white there, so I'm going to attempt with my scissors to cut that off just there. Honestly, it was like a millimetre. It wasn't even a millimetre. Okay. And then I'm just going to have a look along here, and I sort of feel like maybe I didn't score that one very well, or fold on that score line very well, so I'm just going to trim that little bit off there. I'm being pedantic because you can see how much I'm trimming off. Not much. I'll just put a bit of glue, bit of ink on there. It made me feel better about things. Okay, so then these guys I'm going to attach to my page. So I'm going to attach them this way from this side of my page. Up to you. You could do it that way. I just like it this way. Not sure why. So I'm going to just flip this sideways and grab my ruler, and I'm going to I had these set out about where I wanted them, but then they moved. If that was 1 centimetre from the bottom and that was 1 centimetre from the top, 1.5 centimetres in, 1.5 centimetres. Yeah, so I'm going 1.5 centimetres from the bottom and the top. That's how I'm going to line it up. If I can get my ruler to sit in place. Whoop. 1.5 centimetres there. Okay, so then I'm just going to put some glue on my tab. I need to put some more glue in here. And I'm just going to line up the top with that little mark that I made, like so. And I'm going to do the same with this one. Trying. Might be time to clean my glue. Okay, and then this one goes here. That looks good. So then I'm just going to fold those out. Make sure that they're stuck down. It's good to make sure that they're stuck on that edge where that score line is. And that's that page done. So I think that's all of my flip out pieces. So what I would do now is go along and mat all of my bits and pieces. So my flips, I've already cut my flip mats out. I'm not going to do it on camera because that'll drive you mental. But these are all my mats for my flips. So I've already cut them all out, so they're ready to go on. I just need to round the corners where I need to, so I can just go ahead and glue those mats on front and back on all of them. So I've got a range of mats there to do my flips. And then I have a range of, okay, so when I say to do my flips, I mean that large pocket mat, I've cut all of those out and they're all ready to go, and I've already inked around the edges. The same for my base page mats. So I've cut a base page mat for every single page. So there's 12 pages. So I've got 12 base page mats, and I can go ahead and glue those in as well. So you can see I'm going for greens on my base pages. What I am going to do is I'm going to round the corner of my base pages as well as my little flips here. So I'm just going to go ahead and round the corners like that, and so I also have to do the same on my mats, and then I can go ahead and put my mats down now. So I'm going to go ahead and do all of that matting off camera, and then when we come back everything will be matted, and all we have to do then is pop in some pockets and belly bands, and it's all done. Well, and then we can put some inserts and things in. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and do some gluing, and I'll be back soon. Okay, see you then. Okay, so I'm back. It was actually yesterday when I did the first part of the video, but I have now put the mats on all of the flips and all of the pages, And I've also sort of done a rough idea of where I'm going to put all of these bits and pieces, so we can just work our way through, and it hopefully won't take too long. I've also found some of this hemp cord, which I'm going to use for that little part here. So I thought maybe I could just quickly do that. So I'm just going to pull this out. And I think I'll go with the creamy natural coloured one. Don't really need too much. I'll make it longer than I need it though, because you never know, I might want to tie something to the end. So I'm just going to try and stick that through that hole. There's probably a better way of doing this. Through you go. Oh, it looked like I had it, but I don't know that I did. I'm just checking to see if the light's all right. I think so. And try and pull that through there. There's just one little troublesome piece that doesn't want to go all the way through by the look of it. But, or maybe that one too. There we go. All right, we're all through. So I'm just going to stick that one down with a bit of tape. I've been liking this micro pore tape, which is like a first aid tape, you know, for sticking your bandages down and things. It's really hard to find the end of it, but it has got a bit more of a fabricy feel, not a sticky tape feel. Can't even find the end. Wow. Really difficult to find. Well, scrap that, because I could be here all day looking for that end. Let me see. I'll hold it right under the light. Nope, can't see it. Well, we'll just go with the sticky tape in there. Best laid plans. I just think that that other tape is better with the glue on top, you know, because this sticky stuff would resist the glue, but never mind. That didn't work out at all. I'm trying to keep this video short, and that was not helping. Okay, so then we've poked through there, so then we can stick our brad back through that hole as well. Oops. Oh, those little troublesome feet. Or legs, especially now because I've opened them already. In you go. There we go. Alright, flip that over. And then I can just glue that mat down, and that is done. That way. Oh, nearly got it wrong. It's coming out very slowly and very thinly out of this little bottle. Not enjoying that at all. Okay, so that is that one. I'm going to use my big bottle and suffer the consequences of, this is the glue that I'm using. It's just available in Spotlight if you're in Australia, and I've just decanted it into this bottle. But this bottle's being difficult, so I'm just going to use this big one, which is dangerous for me because, you know, it can all come out. Anyway, we're gonna try. So now we can do that one up. All right. So as you can see, I've matted them all. That is a very leery page. I'm going to have to calm that down with some inserts. All right. So anyway, here we are at putting in some bits and pieces. So we have got to find our... Right, so we've used all of these pieces now, and also, so now we're just going to use some of the side pockets, the belly bands, a large pocket as a pocket, the slip-in pockets, and some of these pieces down here, and just put them on our pages. So let's start with, I'm going to put this slip-in pocket here. So this is the slip-in pocket. I've cut the blue piece underneath out of the white cardstock, and then I've cut the mat out and stuck it on top. And I like to stitch around this one for some reason. I don't really know why. Now I'm going to make it so that this top pocket is the longest pocket and this one's the shortest pocket. So basically I'm just going to glue around the edges and stick it on. I'm going to use this glue for that. So I'm going to put this one here. Of course you can put this on any page. It'll fit on any page. The limit is your imagination. So then I'm just going to pop this on here, about there, seems good, and stick it down, like so. Okay, so then when I flip this one out, I could put something on here, but I haven't decided yet. But it's really easy to just come back and pop a little pocket on there if I want to. But on here, I don't want to see this tab, so I'm going to put a pocket on here. And this is the long side pocket here. So this is the mat for it, and this is the actual side pocket. I am going to put a little notch on it. So let me just move this out of the way. I've got this this punch here. I don't know who made it. On one side it does the corners, and on the other side it does the notch. I like it very much. So what I've done is I found the halfway mark on this mat, and so then I'm going to line the mat up here where I want it to be on my piece, like so. And then I'm going to put that line in the center of my notch, press it, and then I'm going to just erase that line away so you can't see it, and just ink that. I've already inked everywhere else, just have to ink that spot. Of course this is completely optional, you don't have to do this. This is just me wanting to put a notch in my side pocket. So then I'm going to put some glue around here. See, I'm using a lot more glue now. Oop. We'll see how that works out. And I'm just going to pop that on there. That's pretty good. And then I'm just going to flip it over and put a couple of dobs on here, on those short tabs, so that I can flip over the long one, press it down. Give it a little press with my bone folder. Glue seeps out everywhere. Going to, I don't know what's poking out there, something's annoying me. Alright, so then we can just move some things aside. Got rather a lot going on here. And I'm just going to pop this in here. And I'm just going to nudge it up there as close as I can. So I'm going to use this art glitter glue. This is the fun part, because now I'm just deciding where pockets and things go, and I can do as many or as little as I would like. So I'm just holding this up to make sure that I get it in line, and that feels about right. Make sure that flips over. Okay, and press them down. And so now we've covered that tab, and we've got a nice little inside pocket there. On this one here, I have cut out a pocket. Let me show you. This is, so in my other one I didn't put a pocket on here, I just put a little side tuck, but I'm going to put one of the flip up pockets here. So the flip up pocket is just a little pocket. This is it cut out, so this is what it looks like. I've cut this out of the cardstock, the flip up pocket, and then I've cut two of the top mats, the rounded edge mats, because you're going to see it on this side, but you can also flip it up and you'll see it on this side as well. So this could be a little secret spot for something. If you don't want the flip up bit of the flip up pocket, you can just cut it off on your, with your cutting board thing, trimmer. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you how I make one of these. So I just need to put some mats, these mats on. So I cut two of the top rounded mats for my flip up pocket. There's only one in the SVGs, but you just duplicate it or multiply it or whatever it is, however it is you do it, right? Okay, and then down the bottom I'm going to put this one. So for these pockets, for most of the pockets now going through, I've already done the matting. I have just wanted to show you a few of them, and then we can just zip through with the rest. There might be some more that need mats, but I've tried to speed up the process a little bit. Okay, so then I'm just putting this mat on the top. Like so. So then that's going to flip down like that, and we're going to bring these little side tabs in and the bottom tab, and put a bit of glue there and there. This is just how I like to do it. I find it easier for putting it down on the page if I've already folded those tabs in and stuck them down. So then we're going to pop this one over here. Now I'm thinking I might just round that little corner. I probably should have rounded the mat on it too, but you know, I don't think anyone will notice. But I think it will sit a little bit nicer on the page. We'll just give it a little nip there. I'm just going to stick it on like that. So just put some glue on these tabs, and that is a flip up pocket. Pop that there, like so. What I want to say too is that this pocket, you could make it smaller. You could shrink it on your cutting machine, and it could be a little, you could make it smaller. You probably wouldn't want to make it any bigger because otherwise it won't fit in the book, but you could definitely make that a little bit smaller if you wanted to, and have, you know, find a different use for them. Okay, so that is that one. And then flipping over, and on this page I'm just going to put a little corner pocket. So this is the corner pocket here. That's the corner pocket. So I've cut the actual pocket itself out of white cardstock, and then I've cut the pink mat out and stuck that on top, and I've inked around it already. So all we need to do is just fold in that little tab, put some glue on there, and pop that on my page like so. Just give it a little squeeze down there. There we go. So there we've got that first little bit done, nice and easy. Okay, next page. This one is a bottom pocket. So on the bottom, this is the bottom pocket here. I've cut the bottom pocket out of the white cardstock and inked around the folds, and I have cut the pink piece out, the mat on top, and I'm just going to do the same thing again. I've marked the center line on my mat, so I'm going to find the center of it there, but bring it right up to the top, line it up on my notch. Now you don't have to do this, this is completely optional. Also, you could use any kind of a punch in the top if you would like to do something different. I've just left the pockets really plain so that you can do whatever you would like to do, or nothing at all. So I'm going to glue this mat on. Like so. I hope everyone's really well. Sorry, I'm so engrossed in making sure my video runs smoothly, which it rarely seems to do, that I forget to ask all the nice questions. But it has been a long time since I've done a video, so I hope you're all well if you're still with me on this video. Should have maybe said something ages ago. Alright, so then I'm going to bring this one in. Like so. Press that one down. And then I'm just going to pop that one on there, and I might round that little corner too, because and once again, if I'd thought it through, I would have rounded the corner of that mat, but I didn't. It just makes it sit a little neater on the page. I don't even think you'd notice that I haven't done the mat corner unless you were looking. Just get a bit of glue off there. Okay, and then I'm just going to pop this bottom pocket down here nice and easy. Like so. So this pocket, you could also cut the side tabs off, and it could be a flip that goes down like this way or up that way. You could definitely do that if you wanted to. I'm not a huge fan of that, but you know, maybe I could do that. Because I don't want to keep moving my book all the time. If I flip something down, I'm probably going to have to move it up, and if I'm flipping it up, I'm probably going to have to move it down. It's too much for this little brain. So I've kind of made a mistake already here, I see. I've stuck my mat on my belly band. Okay, so I've cut out my belly band here, and I've cut it out of the white cardstock and inked around it. And then the pink matte piece here I've cut out, and I've already stuck it on. And I probably shouldn't have, because I wanted to do this. Let me show you. This is held on with a magnet. So I've got a magnet under here and a magnet under here, and it holds it on and it floats. But I've gone and messed it up because I've already put the magnet on, and I don't know if it would be strong enough to hold it through the... Let's see, let's give it a go. This isn't how I would recommend you do it, but we're going to try. I'm going to use some bigger magnets. I've got that one, and this one. I bought these off AliExpress ages ago. I cannot remember for the life of me what they were called. Oh, that's stuck on. Try another one. But because then I went and bought them again, and I got the wrong ones. But I think these are, let's see, these are 1 centimetre wide, so 10 millimetres that way, and then I think they might be 1 or 2 millimetres thick. They are. Ooh. That is. I don't know. I think it's 1 millimeter. So 10 millimeters by 1 millimeter is what you should get. What I accidentally got next time round was really tiny one, so I think it's 5 millimeters by 1 millimeter. Anyway, I'm going to put this one on the back of here and hope that this is strong enough. We are about to find out. I'm going to put that there, and I might put a bit of sticky tape over the top. Right. Then we're going to stick this onto our page. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on my tab. You don't have to do it like this. You could just stick the little envelope on. I wanted to show you how to do this, but I feel like I've messed it up already. I've put little marks there. I did it ahead of time to save time. So I just measured half of the page and then half of the belly band and lined up those two little lines like so. So then we want to, what did I do with the other, where did my other magnet go? Is it stuck to my ruler? Can you see it? Have I lost it already? I can hear it. There. This video is just not going very well. Oh dear. Alright. Never mind. It's all good. I'm just going to grab a piece of paper. Cardstock, I'll use this one, and I'm just going to pop that on there. And I'm going to stick the, just throw the magnet on so it gets the right polarity. And then, I probably shouldn't have used a piece so big because I cannot see the page. Let's see. I'm going to go for sort of roughly the middle of this guy here, like that. Seems about right. And pull that off. Well, it seems like it sticks, so that's good. Alright, we'll flip this over, and there's our magnet. I'll tell you what, we'll just put it in the middle. Okay, and then I can put, well, before I put the mat on the back, this is the same as what we did for these flippy ones. Remember those flippy ones? But this time we can put this bottom tab in and use that to stick our little pocket together, but we don't need this little side one here, right? So I'm just going to bring my paper trimmer in and line that up as best I can. I'm just going to trim that one off, so we don't need that one. So then we're just going to fold up this, no we're not. No, we're not. We're going to put the mat on the inside first. Save ourselves a bit of effort. We put the mat on the inside. I need to get, I need to do something about this big glue bottle scenario here, because this is crazy. Okay, and I'm going to flip this over and pop that on there. And then we're going to glue this tab closed and this tab closed, so I can fold up this one. Put a bit of glue there and a bit of glue. Oh, I did that thing again. Just want to quickly chop off that extra little bit of that tab there. And then finally we can put some glue on this tab and close this whole thing up like so. Give it a press. And then I'm just going to quickly stick all my mats on. I'm sure this video's got long, but hopefully you'll persevere. There's only a few more pockets and things to go in. All the hard parts done. And then in the next video, we'll put in some inserts. That's my plan anyway. Put this one here. I have forgotten to cut my mat for the other side. So there's another one of these mats that needs to go on this side, but I've forgotten to cut that out. So I will go back and cut that out at another time. I can just use a little scrap of something. Okay, pop that one down there. Cover up that magnet. Just give it a quick little bit of ink along that side where we cut that tab off. Okay, so now when I bring my book back, flip this in here, flip that over, and hopefully this magnet and this magnet are friends. Yes, there we go. And I'm going to use some of my little Velcro dots to do that one, which I'll do later. So the next page, I'm just going to put a corner pocket in here. So we've already done the corner pockets. I've already matted this and glued that little corner piece up so that it's all ready to go. So I'm going to pop that one there. These pages look a little bit loud, so what I'm thinking I'll do is put in some inserts that look a little more vintagey. Because, whoa, look at that. Alright, so I'm just going to put a corner pocket in there. We've already seen the corner pockets before. On this page, I'm going to put in another one of the long pockets. I've already put the little notch in it that I've been enjoying doing. This time I'm going to put it here, this way around. So I'm just going to put some glue on this tab. Press that down there like so. So on this page, I'm going to use this as a large pocket. So this is the large pocket, this one here. This time I am using it as a pocket, so I left it just as I've cut it out. I've turned my little tabs in and I've already put the mat on it with a little notch there. So in my prototype on this page, I did this large pocket the same way, ta-da, and then I just made this little notebook up to go in my folio with all these pages here, and then it's just got a bit of cards on the back and you just slide it in to that long pocket like that. And so that's what I'll probably do for this one too. So I still need to make my notebook to go in there, but I can put my pocket down. Otherwise you could just have a really long pocket with a tag at the back. Whoop. And then put another pocket on top of this one down the bottom. You could put a corner pocket, you could put one of those flip up pockets, you could put one of those large bottom pockets. Pockets everywhere. So there's my pocket. I'm going to flip over. Everything's fine on this page. I'm not going to add anything in. I could put a pocket down here if I wanted to. I don't know. I'll see. I'll flip over on this side and we've got this pull out like this. Right. On this side I'm going to put this belly band, and on this side I'm going to put this corner pocket. So I'll just start with the corner pocket. We're nearly done. So then I'm just going to pop this one down here. So, you know, you could you could have these flip outs on every page, and you could have pockets on every flip out and pockets on every page, and you know, really go to town if you wanted to. But I want it to be a sort of easy project. Sorta, kinda. So I've already marked some little spots here, halfway along the width of my page and halfway along the width of my belly band, so then I can just line those up, give them a press. I'll go back and get rid of those little pencil marks later. So that's that page, and then finally the back page, I've got 2 more of these flip pockets. So I'm thinking I'm just going to put a flip pocket here and a flip pocket here. That's basically my plan for that one. Don't have a plan for the back page yet. I could do exactly the same thing on the back page as what I did on the front. There's that. I'm just going to round that little corner a bit again. So of course this is the same flip pocket situation that we have already done. I'm just going to put some glue on the tabs and glue it down and line it up like so, and do the same with this one. I'm not going to corner round one corner because it's not sitting on a round corner. And then I'm leaving room up here for anything, so I'm not really measuring, which is, you know, difficult for me. I am a measurer, but I'm using the dots to sort of work out where it should be. There we go. And that is it. So now we have got pockets and flips on every page. Let's have a quick look. So we have got the slip-in pockets, a long side pocket, a flip-up pocket, a flip corner pocket. We've got our floating envelope and a bottom pocket on our belly band. We've got a flip out, nothing else on that page, a corner pocket, long pocket, large pocket. We've got this situation, these 2 little flip out envelopes that we can put things in. We've got this one here. Maybe I should put a magnet on that to hold it shut, but so it opens out this way and this way, or you can just pull it out like that. Belly band, corner pocket, and then 2 more flip up pockets, and that's the basic structure of our Slimline Folio. So thanks for sticking around. This probably is a really long video. In the next video we will do some of the inserts. So there's 3 inserts on here plus an envelope, just for a bit of fun. So I hope I see you for the next video. Thanks very much for your time today, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Bye.